Okay.
Okay. So where should we begin?
First of all, let's address the elephant in the room that we're starting a podcast mid-season, and we don't give a fuck.
No, we don't care.
It was a burning desire. We had to get it off our chests.
I think of it as like ASMR for people.
It's ASMR.
If you need
don't listen to what we're saying.
Yeah, it's just hear your friends talk, and it's as if we were watching it together.
Exactly. Because I don't know why and I don't know how, I love culture, art. I'm into poetry. Once at one point used to like going to museums, but for some reason I'm at my happiest when I'm parked in front of that TV with my girls watching The Bachelorette. And I want to know why that is. I want to explore why. Why do I like it better than poetry?
It's our poetry. It's the poetry of the new world.
It's meaningful to us for some goddamn reason. We're putting it on a track now. Right. So where do we begin? I mean, we're talking about season 57 or whatever the fuck one it is. Episode 11. Mm-hmm. Had a 2-header this week. We had Men Tell All, and then Tayshia's down to 3 now. Spoiler alert, we're going to talk about how she's down to 3. So if you haven't gotten down to 3. Pause.
And those 3 are?
Do you remember?
Ben?
No. Ben's the one that's not. Ben lost. Ben got KO'd.
Lost. Ben is
haunting. End.
Yeah. Empty shell of a person.
I really recognized myself in him. I was like, he is about to walk away and shatter. It's not even here yet. He was just, it's so deep with him. It was like, it's going to take him a while to really realize how much pain he's in, I feel.
Yeah, he played himself on that.
He played himself, dude. And I feel for him. I played myself in the same way, bro.
Oh, of course. But also Tayshia was like, respect to her for being like, he can't open up.
Yeah, she was pissed.
Got to go.
I know. And she wanted to like him. She wanted to like him bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to like
know why. The scoop neck of that shirt.
The scoop. The level he was at, it wasn't here and it wasn't even here like our beloved boy band producer. It was like at a mid-length that was intolerable cruelty.
Yes. It was rude. It
was rude. I wonder if that's like a trend that that's been happening behind our back, so we didn't even know was a trend.
I don't know, because you know how,
or if it's just Ben's thing and it's never going to pick up steam because everyone's going question mark. Or is it from Alexander Wang for H&M? Tell me. Which one is it?
But yes, poor him. I mean, will he or will he not make the driver swerve off the road into oncoming traffic? We'll have to wait and see.
Oh my God, honestly praying for Ben. And this is shout out to all my peeps out there struggling with mental health, myself included.
It was not good.
It really brought it for me. I was like, people with any mental health issues that they're actively struggling with just shouldn't do this show ever. And yet, what is reality TV built upon but preying on the mentally ill and the unstable?
Absolutely. I mean, you have to be mentally ill to want to do this show.
Essentially.
So I don't know how.
I know. I love how, like, I guess they probably always edit this out, but like Ben's like, I'm not sure if I want to say I love you. And it's just like, I understand why.
Yeah, but the producers are like, bro, you got it. This is your life.
This is normal. Like, this is how it's done, dude. She's got 3 other dudes saying I love you to her, but you got to be one of them if you want to have a 1 in 4 chance to maybe one day marry her in 4 days. Maybe.
In 4 days, maybe.
Yeah,
the timeline.
Of course, his butthole is just cinched. He's just frozen inside. Wasn't he like, I've never been in love or something?
He said he'd never said it.
Oh my God, Ben. Honestly, wherever you are right now, I'm praying for you, bro. And it gets better and it's going to be okay. I do appreciate him coming out as saying, I was a bulimic. He had that mental health moment earlier
I forgot.
in the season.
I remember the suicide attempt, but I forgot the bulimia.
God, Benny boy.
Man.
I mean, I appreciate him repping for the male bulimics because not enough people talk about that.
Not enough people will come out and talk about that. However,
talk about it. Especially the military.
Maybe let's give him the benefit of the doubt, and let's say that like maybe he's
super laid.
Oh, totally. But also like let's assume that he's heavily medicated, and that's why crying can't happen for him.
Yeah, he cannot cry.
Not cry, barely blinks, which that's fine. Like that's fine.
It's all good.
And also like
medication helps.
Maybe this was like, I don't know, like maybe he realized and didn't say it because he was like, this is insane. Like, I can't say I love you, this person.
I think some part of it's got to be self-protective at that point. He's just like...
Yeah, because if you've been through true depression and like almost killed yourself...
trauma.
You're like not actually... I believe that he's going to be fine. Like,
he will be okay.
He actually like has been through worse, so he's fine.
He's going to be fine. I know he's never said I love you and had them break up with you, but he still hasn't done that. He saved that cherry. So I'm happy for Ben, and he's about to get so much puss from the Scentsy chicks on IG.
Oh my God.
They're going to love it.
And he lives in like Venice, right?
Okay, that was something that I was revolted by, honestly. When I didn't connect that he was from Venice, but when he was like, this is what we do in Venice, and he took her to a juice shop, I was sickened. I was like, oh God, this adds another layer to him. I kind of thought he was like more like more of an everyman, but it's like
he's not.
He's a Venice boy. No offense to the Venice people, but you know what I mean. It's just like
it's a very specific like vibe that he's got going on that just solidified it once we found out that he liked to take turmeric shots and stuff.
I know. I was like, I thought he was gonna be like, you know, this is like what we would do on Friday nights in my hometown. We go to the football game, and then he's like, so let's go to the juice bar. First stop, juice bar. I was like, ugh. Being from LA, that was a huge turnoff instantly.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's like, and I like juice and everything, but it's just like, this is not an event, honey. Anyways, love you, Ben.
Love you, Ben. Hope you're doing good out there in the world.
You know, there's help, Ben. There's help.
Who was the other one that was like, the guy in the very, very beginning who had the traumatizing date with what's her face?
Oh my God, the guy who had to drop out. He couldn't even date Tayshia.
He couldn't handle it. Yeah, she pushed him to the brink of a breakdown by forcing intimacy and having him open up in a way that like it was honestly terrifying to watch.
Scarring.
Yeah.
I was like, that was hard to watch, you know. She just took it and ripped it out and threw it away.
That was wild.
She was just fucking around.
Yeah, she was.
They were on something. I felt like they were coked out, but they might have had
maybe
some
they
mushrooms.
took Molly or something.
They were like they had big eyes, and they were too geeked,
fully spiral-eyed, just like, oh man, and like everything he was saying, and she was like, yeah, you're like the kind of guy that I would normally go for. It's just like commitment issues. Talk about him. I'm more worried about, I think.
I was actually kind of worried about that guy.
Because he's scratched the surface of something that I don't think he ever intended to look at, and then was just left with it. So,
well, that's what you get when you sign up for a show that's all about love. And airing your wounds on national TV.
He kind of looked like a guy I used to sleep with that was like a photographer that and ended up, who was from New Jersey, like New Jersey style.
Of course.
And then like now drives a big rig.
Oh, don't tell me that.
I know.
It's hot.
I know.
He was that guy that's back to the Bachelor guy. That guy is the one that I think looks like a Jordan Firstman character.
Yeah, he looks like Jordan playing straight.
An impression of a straight guy. Exactly.
Yeah, he does. He does.
So I couldn't get that out of my head, and it just felt like an incredible bit, you know, that had gone on and on.
God, I hope he's okay.
I hope that guy's okay. I can't remember his name, but whoever you are, we love you. We didn't do our research to go into the cast list, but It's in there somewhere. I remember all these people's names frequently enough. So much headspace of mine is
taken up by Bachelor.
Stocked up by like Bachelor people. Like I know when Claire Crawley, people went, who? I went, I know it all. I've watched it all. And that's another episode for another day. I feel like we should have a whole other Claire recap because I have so many thoughts.
She is something else. I don't know.
Let's just say that. She's something else and she's me. And she's not me.
Of course. No. She's like,
so I am her, she is me, and
also not.
Also not. But I really saw parts of myself in her that are very ugly and I didn't want to look at. And it was
dude,
painful.
Same.
I feel like America agrees.
Maybe that's why I was so shook by the like forced intimacy therapy date, because like that has been me before. I just know it. I know I've been on a date with someone who's like closed off emotionally, and I've just like really dug in and like got them to open up
to people.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like when you lost your virginity? Yeah.
Sick.
Sick.
God, someone introduce me to a boundary, please.
I know. Somebody introduced me and Claire and you and all women in America to a boundary.
To a boundary.
Today, yesterday and tomorrow. I mean, girl. I get down on my knees and I pray for Claire every day. I pray for my inner Claire. I pray that she goes down.
We've all got one.
I need her to go down. I need her to go down and away from me. Leave my body. It's so bad, dude. I mean, you know, we saw Claire and the Mental all sparkling or whatever, not the Mental all, the Dale and Claire tell all, the Dale and Claire live show. Mm-hmm. And good God, girl, I was, it's not going to be a pretty sight when the Dale shit collapses and she's to square one and she's not 39. She's the sound effects board. The organ music, fucking lightning. That's going to be a dark hour for Miss Crawley when she finds his DMs.
The crypt opens. And she's been living in there since she turned 40.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Poor thing.
I know. We love her. And, like, women are allowed to be whoever they want, even if it's messy, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I love her.
That's why
I stand Claire.
Love her. Love the work that she's done. You can tell she's been through a lot of therapy, even though
none of it's working.
None of it's
not up to any of it. Anything. And, hey. I can relate. I haven't even done the therapy yet. I keep stopping for years, and then washing right back up on the same old seashore.
Yeah, everyone's in the same boat. That's why she's so relatable.
That's why she's relatable, and that's why ultimately she is good, even though she was still a metaphor for misogyny and where we're at with how we view women, especially like unvaluable women, aka old. Not fertile. Mm-hmm. It was to take it back to the Men Tell All when they brought back that guy Joseph. He had another.
Oh my God!
Line. I know, right?
What did he say?
He was so proud of himself. He was so smug. He was like, he's a leader in certain.
Also, I have to say, all of the men like getting like so appalled by that conversation. I'm like, excuse me, every single last one of them has been that guy. Like, so
and
don't
or
even
just
try
sat there for years mocking women for the exact same thing and just shaking it off.
So don't even try to like get on your high horse all of a sudden. You guys,
seriously,
don't be disgusted by him.
I know Bennett like took his glasses off. Oh my God, I've got to rub my temples. It's like, girl, what were y'all talking about at Harvard?
Exactly.
I saw The Social Network. I know how Facebook started. Yeah. 911 on Bennett.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't even.
Find a sock, Bennett. Find a sock.
God damn. Who invented that sock-free attitude for those rich men? It's despicable.
It is.
There's only a certain kind of person that can pull that off, and it's not Bennett.
It's not Bennett.
Sometimes I fancy myself one of those people, but then I realize that my feet are too smelly for that lifestyle.
Pretty stinky. I mean, I've definitely done it, but never in a dressed
I'm doing it right now,
look.
but I'm hating every moment of it. I can feel my toes squeeging in their own sweat. Okay, back to the vital news of the day. I have a Mad Woman's notes scrawled pages of things Riley said. I mean, wow. Okay, we got to stay on track. Let's talk about the 3 that we've got left.
Okay, final 3. Should we go safest to most dangerous?
Yep, absolutely. And I wonder if anyone's following along, what you'll think the order is. Because I'm dead set and I'm crystal fucking clear. Dude. Let's go safest to dangerous.
Okay. Do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
I know what it's going to be. Go.
Okay. Brendan safest. Ivan. Safest.
Oh my God. I actually was going to put Ivan first.
Really? You think Ivan's safest?
I think Ivan's best.
Yeah, you're right.
Best is safest.
Yeah.
Brendan, I think if like a matchmaker from like if an elder was actually paying attention and went, they put her and Ivan together.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Or Riley. I thought that about Riley from the beginning, but I knew she wasn't going to go for him because he's too fucking nice and open and transparent about his feelings.
Yeah, no, she ran far from that really fast.
Yeah, so I'm a little worried. But anyways, so Brendan is also safe.
Very safe, but he has been married before, so maybe there's something under there that we don't know, but like whatever.
Brendan's been married? Oh yeah, he's the one that's been married before. I think that's one of their main bonds, which isn't a great bond. It's like
a trauma bond. Yeah, it's probably not smart.
Bond.
Yeah.
And so is fucking Zach, and they don't really talk about their marriage as much. This is like, we just brushed that one over the carpet, but let's just save dangerousest for last.
Oh yeah, Zach was married, but like for like a minute.
He was married for a year, and that was when he told her his whole history.
Oh, God, I forgot about that. Whew, okay. Well, you're right. Ivan is the healthiest and safest, probably.
I feel, yeah.
Although
Go.
I can see some codependent behaviors in him.
Yeah, maybe that's why I like him. I mean, totally. I mean, he almost seems like a martyr saint type person.
Yeah.
Which is never as hot as a full-blown addict. Number 1? Who's the most dangerous?
Number 1 most dangerous, Zach. Also number 1 most ugliest. Also number 1
most scariest. When that camera's head on, girl, there's hollows in his cheeks and his sinews popping out of his neck, and he freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah,
he's face shame people, but good God, boy. He's got something in his eyes. It is not good.
It's not good. There's like a lot of darkness going on there, and I cannot understand because of what his mug looks like not to be like that, but truly, like Tayshia is a fucking 11 times a million. Like she's amazing.
I know
looking.
It's not an even match, please.
And
please.
Yeah, it's just not, he's not even like that nice or cool, but you can tell that her bond with him
fucks hard.
They have a chemistry that like, man, it's hard.
I mean, I knew that he was bad when I thought he was I didn't get why she liked him at all. The whole time, didn't get it. And then.
When did you get it?
When he told her he was an addict.
Oh.
Like he was in love with her or whatever. He started like eating her face and like his eyes got that look. I was like, he said he looks kind of hot to me. Oh, no. That's not a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got that.
That's 911.
Too. That's a 911 on me.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't think he's hot, but like I think
he's not
that
actually hot, but I had a moment where I could see it. And
yeah.
I was like,
yeah. When he was being, when they were like having their weird date, and he was like telling her she was hailing a cab wrong, and then like told her that she shouldn't put blueberries on her bagel, and because he's like
her.
He was negging her so hard, and he's like, "What? Some kind of New Yorker? He lives in New Jersey. Everybody, like,
and I
what?"
was like, "Okay, Haddonfield." Shout out to my friend Caitlin Large, who's from Haddonfield. I was like, "I know Haddonfield, bitch." Show, and I love it. But I don't love Zach. I mean, whatever, like, peace be with you or whatever, I guess. But like, get the fuck away from Tayshia, Zach.
She's gonna choose him.
She's gonna choose him. It's a nightmare. It's watching a slow motion car accident. Okay, can we talk about the most important person in the show so far? And that being Ivan's brother.
Yeah, Ivan's brother. Damn, the swag on him.
I have a feeling in my chest the mere mention of him. He has a spirit to him that's interesting, let's just say. Yeah,
he's like deep and soulful and like, he's hot.
He's fucking hot. Like, I would have felt scared to be alone in a room with him in that way, where I'd be like, can other people come in here now? Or I don't know what else could happen.
Yeah, we might be fucking soon. Dude, he
just righteous. All of his vocab, like, he was like, he called the Bachelorette a righteous endeavor.
A righteous endeavor.
Giving it a dignity it certainly does
not deserve. Not even close.
But you know what? Not even close. He's had a study in dignity, I'm sure.
He said that their love was natural and organic. And I thought, that's a beautiful thing to say to somebody. It's like every word out of his mouth is beautiful.
This is beautiful. The way he taught his vocab.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty is an action word.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the deepest thing anyone's ever said on this show.
On this show.
/ in life.
Besides when also her and Ivan talked about racism. It's like, Tayshia.
Ivan, you're right. Ivan is number one.
Ivan's number one for me if I were to, be the one to tell her what to do.
Yep. I think you're right. Earlier I was feeling like Brendan was number one, but I think Brendan is like the sweet dum-dum.
He's the sweetie dum-dum. I love how slow he talks. This is so hypnotic about it, but it would drive me crazy eventually. I'd be like,
after
get it the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a little low on humor.
Yeah, I think he's not gonna like crack you up. He's not gonna crack you up.
He seems like a good man, though. A Massachusetts roofer.
Such a good man.
Good man. He's like, gonna be fine.
A guy that says all I've ever wanted is to be a father, like, can impregnate me any day.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll be ripping out the IUD and we're going for it.
See, I ripped mine out years ago when I stopped having sex with men and having sex in general, and now I'm back to not every day, but there are certain days where we're pregnant. Certain days.
If the wind blows the right way.
If the wind blows the right way, he can come in me and I'll have his kid. It all depends.
All depends.
Moods, seasons, times of day, days of the week, months of the year.
Why did they make them do this in Palm Springs in the middle of the summer? Because everyone is so sweaty.
So sick. Everyone is just drenched.
On the verge of a heat stroke. It's sad to watch.
I know, everyone looks so faint. I mean, this was a hot summer. I think woo. I wouldn't want to be there for months on end. Talk about psychological torture. You're trapped in La Quinta for God knows how long. They're all primed to just really go in with her. Oh my God. I mean, it's always designed to do that, but this is designed to do it in a different way because of COVID and everyone's desperate and trapped.
Yeah.
Okay. The other crucial notes I wrote is basically that Tayshia should be a speechwriter because I feel like she always gives really good speeches. She's always walking in and giving a good speech.
She never seems nervous. Who is the Bachelorette before her?
Claire.
I mean, not Claire, but before.
The other one.
Yeah. What's her name?
Fucking God.
Hannah.
Hannah B.
She was so nervous all the time.
Whose speeches were so crazy, but that's why she was so lovable.
I know. She was fun to watch.
Authentic. Love her. Love you, Hannah B.
Love you, Hannah B. Talk about someone who's really been through therapy, but chose the wrong guy.
All the wrong choices.
All the wrong choices.
And she's the only one that ended up with no one ever. No one. So sad.
Who is the guy? Tyler.
I don't even remember the candidates anymore.
Tyler.
Talk about a commercial roofer that can impregnate me every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gigi Hadid was like, yeah, me too.
Come on.
Actually, never mind. Fuck off.
See, that's the problem. It's like he's probably pretty boring. So
he's so like what an odd trajectory that guy's had, because now he's just like a model, but it's like if he was born at another time, he'd already be a married dad construction worker in Jupiter, Florida. Yeah. And he'd be just fine. But now it's like
he's like a supermodel.
I know, and I wonder if it's gonna all have been worth it for him in the end.
I feel like he doesn't even care. Like his mom just died. He's like ready for it to all go away any moment. Yeah, over quarantine, his mom died. Anyway, I got really invested in that season because I loved those two dummies.
Yeah, who was the dum-dum she eventually chose?
The guy, Jed, who was cheating on her the whole time. Gross
Person. And again, that was one where I went, oh, don't listen to me, because I was like, oh, Jed seems good. He seems nice. He seems solid. But I wanted her to pick Tyler too, but we all knew she wouldn't pick him because she thought she couldn't have him on some fucking level. And Jed seemed like the nicer one, but actually probably Tyler's nicer. Except not anymore,
so much
maybe.
Nicer. I don't know.
Who knows? Shouldn't project.
Is anyone nice, really? No, not really.
Definitely not me.
Certainly not I.
Not I. Not behind closed doors. Not when the lights are out. Fuck. Tyler C. God, it's been a great couple of seasons, but yeah.
Yeah.
All I want to talk about is Ivan's brother.
I know.
I wonder what his take on all of this is. And I wonder if he's gonna, become a TikTok star or something now, because it's like America wants more.
America wants more wisdom.
Maybe Ivan feels too obvious for her. Like she's like, oh, I would choose Ivan. I want to choose a challenge. I want to choose somebody whose relapses are gonna be my problem.
Oh my God. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I guess I get it. Obviously, I get it, but it sucks to watch it unfold in front of you.
It's brutal.
It's brutal to watch.
You know how fucking turned on she is by him.
Yeah.
See it. And the way he's kissing her does look psycho. Like, again, one of my friends said this once, and I think there's truth to it, that like some people who are really nuts make it a point to be good at fucking, or maybe being nuts just makes them good at fucking. You decide. That it's just like a tool, like people who are really. It's like, it's just like a tool for. Yeah, I mean. Lunatics.
Totally. Totally. And I think if you have any kind of addictive behavior, like sex is just another thing you can be addicted to and get. He really just seems
so addicted to her. Too.
Yeah. And that feels good when you're somebody that needs validation
and it's gonna feel stronger, like a stronger heat than Ivan, but she's not gonna realize that it's like a dragon's breath heat that's gonna fucking scorch you to a crisp.
Yeah, he's gonna drain her dry.
Her and Claire are gonna both find solace in each other after Dale and Zach both explode.
I feel like Dale is the kind of guy that
is gonna just cheat on her low-key for years.
Yeah,
you're right.
He knows how to behave like low-key, and he'll ride it out through the rest of like the
cycle. The ring cycle, literally the 2-year ring cycle. Until
she like busts him. She's gonna have to bust him. He won't do anything to make her feel like it's a bad idea. Like I think he knows how to navigate a woman. Zach, on the other hand, I think is gonna like.
He's a seriously haunted person, I think.
He's gonna have like a total relapse, and she's gonna see very clearly in front of her face, without a doubt, that she's gotta go.
Or she's gonna stick it out. I mean, like, look, I'm not saying that, addicts can't find love, but I just think she doesn't really know what she's dealing with. And he's presenting one side of a really big issue. And he's presenting it in a disturbing way.
I don't think he's clean at all. And
he's not clean at all. I think he was drinking wine on one of those dates. It's just like, You know, I fell for that one before. You have someone tell you that they used to go to AA, but they're fine now and they're drinking beer. It's not going to be good.
He never even said he was fine.
No, he never used any recovery language. He never used fucking sober. I never even heard him say sober.
No.
And he called the stuff that led to his arrest crazy stuff. He was like, things got crazy, or like shit got wild. Like, girl. And we heard it was a DUI, but we didn't hear what the substance was. And then just now in the hometown, my ear caught him saying drugs. So I think he was trying to toss it off as like booze / what, but I know he was talking about pills, but it's just like, girl, let's be real. What are we dealing with here? And
when you see his family, you can definitely tell what's going on. Seems like only child from a very affluent family.
Oh no, he's got that brother.
Oh, he has a brother.
And it's that brother, guardian brother. Who's like had a face like a little stuffed animal.
Oh yeah.
And they both have the dimples. And I mean, the family seems like they care about him, and like obviously anyone who's like survived all that shit has to have a good support structure. I'm not shitting on that. I'm just saying she doesn't know what she's entering.
No, it is a handful and a half.
It's like you go towards Ivan and his brother and you run. There.
Yeah.
Like, that could be your brother-in-law.
And if that feels too hot for you, Brendan is another option.
If you couldn't do that and not accidentally bend over and fucking spread one Thanksgiving when you're drunk in a room with that guy and everybody goes outside to look at the lights. Oh no! Then go run tell Brendan.
Brandon!
You like him. But please do not run tell Zach. Please do not run tell him.
Wow, Zach you're in for a world of heartache with that guy.
It's
that
so
sex
bad.
Will be good for 6 to 8 months, and then things are going to turn very sour. That is my warning.
Especially if they're doing the fucking victory tour. Like, she's going to be on Dancing with the Stars, and he's going to have to be fucking alone in some hotel room or whatever the fuck these people are up to for... I don't know what that looks like in COVID, but you know they're going to find a way to get to the fucking honky-tonk in Nashville because they always do.
Yes.
They always find each other.
They will. And I think Tayshia has I think she wants to move to New York. I think she wants a bigger life. I think she's been very I don't know.
What does Zach do again? Oh, yeah, he works at the rehab he went to.
He works at the rehab in New Jersey. He does not live in New York.
It's not New York. I know the tri-state's real, but please.
Gonna move in with his parents in New Jersey.
Honey, if you had wanted somebody who lived in New York, you could have chose motherfucking Riley.
Exactly.
He was a
lawyer. A fucking lawyer.
He's defending people or whatever, doing something good, important, and then also a little sports practice on the side in New York.
An actual angel. He's the man. She's hard to watch.
I've probably passed up a million Rileys or what have yous and went straight towards the psychos that are going to ruin your life.
Why do we do that?
I don't know. It's like the modern woman sickness. So that's part of why we love the show. Because it shows
that is
our mirror.
Because it's a mirror.
You go, I know it's hard to see it in me, but I like seeing it in you, Tayshia, Claire, Anna, and all you other hosts.
Yeah.
And before. And most especially Claire, too. Nobody else watched Bachelorette Winter Games, or Bachelor Winter Games, whatever, but me. But I did see every episode, every moment, and Claire, it really chokes me up just to think about. I know you've heard me tell this story so many times, but I gotta tell for the people. Claire Crawley had the most delightful French-Canadian man named Benoit after her jock. The minute he saw her, he liked her, just like Ivan. Truly was like, that girl is perfect for whatever reason, starstruck by Claire Crawley. He wanted her. She didn't really want him back. She wasn't sure. There was some other asshole guy who was like ripped, one of those guys. She wanted him. He took her for a night, dumped her. She was weeping.
No.
Benoit was still there going, Claire, I love you. I love you, Claire. They finally get together. And she's just like, something just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't, there's not that thing. You're like, oh, you mean your pain body screaming for you to heal it? He goes, there's not that thing. Dumps his ass. Still, Benoit stands Claire. At the reunion show, it's revealed that they had gotten together again after the show. He proposes, they get engaged. And then they break up, and she goes on The Bachelorette, and she's his tail.
Good Lord.
That is a tale as old as time. Supporting her. He's like posting, like, she's going to be a wonderful Bachelorette. We are friends. Gosh. I love Claire. He still loves her. It's like, fuck, girl. Dude. I don't know. If you can't see what's in front of you, I don't know who can help you.
She needed some kind of psycho love that didn't make any sense. Jesus Christ.
Like we all do, just like we all did.
I know.
We've all done it.
We have all done it.
I'll probably do it again a few more times, but I try not to, but God.
Yeah, I wonder when I'm going to be done.
Yeah, me too. I wonder when I'm going to get with this life.
Probably never.
No. I mean, you've had stretches of real stability too.
Debatable.
You're right. I'm so sorry to gaslight you.
Man.
Stable. What does that even mean?
What is that? What is that?
It's a myth. Not even an atom is stable. Not even a chair.
Absolutely not. The only thing you can do is
pray
nothing.
To God. Save your sorry ass every day. And see if Zach was really with his program, he'd be saying that kind of shit to Claire.
Yeah.
He'd be talking a little more like Ivan's brother, saying real shit.
Exactly.
Empty fucking explanations. Tweaker explanations. Yeah. It's like itching as he tells her. And how casually he mentioned stealing his dad's fucking checks.
Yeah, like how much money are we talking?
He's like, shit got crazy. Yeah, stealing my dad's checks and I don't know. Anyway, things got bad. And thank God for that bank teller that called my dad. And I've been to rehab a few times before. But this time...
I almost think it's it's in our blood, and I'll tell you why. Because my mom met my dad simply weeks after he exited rehab.
Mm-hmm.
And if that bitch wasn't so obsessed with him, they met in England. She went there to visit, met him there. They wrote letters to each other for a year. Talk about like intense connection that she had never felt before. This man is an addict. He just like had just fresh out of rehab. And she thinks, yeah, this is fine. This is good. This is a good idea. He comes here, marries her. It's one of the
principles. Not supposed to date.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's one of addicts' favorite rules to break.
They love to break the rules.
I'd break it too. I would never follow that rule.
Are you kidding me? Nothing feels better than falling in love. Like, especially if you can't do drugs or drink anymore.
I know. What's the best high of all?
Love.
Yeah. Well, thank God that happened, though, because that's how we have you here.
Yeah.
For us today.
Yeah.
The one and only Jackie Moore.
Jacqueline Whore.
Jacqueline Whore.
She's here
to stay.
But that's gotta like have printed something in my DNA.
Oh yeah, big time.
So thanks, Mom.
Big time, girl. I know. I feel like it was just all alcoholic. All my grandparents were alcoholics.
Yeah.
And then it just funneled down.
Right.
But I don't know.
But do your parents have a substance abuse problem at all?
I mean, No, but it's like they would, they were like drinkers.
Yeah.
So it was like I grew up around like kind of a regular, but it was like, wine at night and beer and stuff mostly.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a
Nothing
super
out of
crazy
control
thing. It was just like more like low key regular drinking.
Normal.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But I definitely relate to like all the coda shit.
Yeah. Well, if you were married by a codependent, if you were raised by a codependent, you're going to have those same tendencies. I don't think you need to be drinking to be like a dry drunk. Like that's almost
I
worse.
know. It's like not being an alcoholic isn't the same thing as being sober.
Exactly.
Zach.
Oh.
But you are an alcoholic, Zach, right? Or what is it? You gotta tell Tayshia before you pop that cue, babe. You gotta give her the full rundown. What are your things? How's she gonna know?
Yeah, what are your tells?
What does she have to do? What's the plan? Who does she call? Are you gonna go into all those details, Zach, before you fucking engage her?
No. They are gonna fully blindly go down this road and she's not gonna know what's going on, and I think she's gonna get wrecked. I hate that for her.
I hate it for her, but again, I think the fate that has befallen a lot of our recent bachelorettes displays the fundamental issues with the whole modern American dating process, and I think women are starting to hit a wall. Like, we can't do this anymore.
We can't do this anymore.
This romance shit is so toxic. Like, it has truly ruined my life, and many times.
I'd rather be alone.
There's gotta be a better way.
Yeah, it's called everybody go to fucking therapy.
And don't fucking talk to me till you do. Including myself. If
I ever stop
going, I'm going to stop talking to myself.
Yeah. That's the only thing to do.
And that's the theme of this original Bachelorette podcast.
Go to therapy.
Go to fucking therapy already.
If it could just become a hot thing. Remember when like it became hot for like guys to be feminists? And they were all there, everyone started doing it, and now it's kind of the norm. Like, let's just make it a super hot thing that like men go to therapy.
Totally.
And then maybe they'll actually start
doing meetings. If Zach was a fucking true AA head and had really done the work and achieved the wisdom, he'd be the hottest one.
Yeah, totally. Obviously,
I don't know what his journey's been, whatever, but just the way he's talking and acting is not sober to me.
No, and he doesn't even, I'm not even like a sober stan or anything. Like, I don't think everyone needs to be sober, but like.
No, and I'm not sober, by the way. I'm high constantly.
But like, yeah, if you just have some like tools in your toolbox to pull out and like sound like you have some emotional maturity / not Bennett, who had what was the 4 pillars of emotional maturity.
Oh my god, dumbass fuckface, suck my dick and eat my cock. The 4 pillars of the Harvard gentleman is of course, lick my balls. And then naturally,
a finger up my ass, please.
No, not a finger for me. I'll take the whole cock, Bennett. Girl. Another 911 call needs to be made on behalf of Bennett's sexuality.
I just want you facts.
To see, Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
What you really into, babe?
Be honest with yourself.
Be honest.
Your sockless feet, because it's telling the world what everyone already knows.
Bennett. Girl. It's better on the other side.
Oh my god. I feel like people, like women, love him.
I know. I really had that feeling, especially by the way he reacted to her breaking up with him. He was acting like he had never gotten broken up with before. And I think that's possible. This is, again, okay. So, like, a fucking legendary woman. Like, Tayshia, Hannah B, Caitlin, Bristow, all these incredible reality stars, which are the pinnacle of a normal woman. They are all fucking at a loss. But men like Bennett, who's 36, has never been dumped. You know what I mean?
Like, huh?
It's just like, why is it so different what we go through?
I don't know. I think there's probably whole theses written about why it's so different, but
Ben has just been like rewarded richly and handsomely his whole life for acting the way he acts, even though he should be humiliated and should probably try to hide his privilege a little more because it's gross and disgusting. Yes. And people who went to Harvard should stop thinking that they're important just because of their stupid fucking dumbass diploma. Because you're not. Also, and your days are done, bitches.
It's over. He couldn't even spell when they did that school thing.
I know. So funny. It was like on some Patch Adams shit. It's like, or not Patch Adams, sorry. How about Dem Apples? What is that one called?
Is that,
oh shit. Fucking Damon Affleck vehicle. Why they got Patch Adams? I hope it has either Patch or Adams in it.
It's got what's his name in it?
Oh my God, how are we not remembering? This is the weed for me. This is definitely an effect of the weed. I'm looking up Ben Affleck movies. It's going to be like Batman 2019. Good Will Hunting.
Oh, yes.
It's because of Robin Williams.
Right, Patch Adams.
Good Will Hunting. Anyway, Good Will Hunting is a factual thing, and you can be smarter from going to the library than from getting a fancy diploma.
Yeah, man, Bennett
I can't believe people still rest on the laurels of some dusty old institution that we know is racist and sexist. Like, why are you proud? You should be hiding it.
God, he's so proud. Couldn't be prouder.
You gotta be one of those cool people that goes, where you go, oh, where'd you go to school? They go, Cambridge.
I know.
Or they'll go, New Haven.
Yeah. Just a town.
Palo Alto. Yeah, uptown. New York City. Gated campus.
You're one of them.
I know I'm one of them. I'm like, I went to school in New York. I got an expensive diploma that's meaningless. No, it's not. I mean, education's a great thing, but I just think, thinking that you're actually superior to anyone is stupid.
Would love to read that book that he's referencing, though.
Emotional Intelligence, yeah. It's I feel like it's a very 80s book. It's on my mom's shelf because my mom's a business coach. And so she's always had all of those standards of habits of highly successful people.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence, just a shelf of coach books. But I cracked some of them open, but I don't remember Emotional Intelligence. Probably because I didn't read it because I don't have any. Sorry, go ahead.
That's not true. You have so much of it. He reminds me so much of Charlotte York's first husband, Trey McDougal.
Exactly.
In their family.
As a kid, oh my God, I want to do a whole episode just about the men of Sex and the City, honestly, because I mean, yes. Don't get me started. Do get me started. The level of confusion I would feel as a kid when I was prepubescent trying to understand why any of these men were sexy to adult women. I mean, part of it's just a huge casting thing, and it's what? These are all these weird, they're theater actors, but they all come off so strange that I was just so what, grown men are just these aliens you have to put up with or something? And they're all so weird. And Trey McDougal is no exception. I mean,
no.
A truly chilling performance by Kyle MacLachlan.
Kyle MacLachlan nailed it. I just recently rewatched some of his episodes, and it was wow.
Nailed it. He has the soul of that down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's got it.
In a way that's just almost unwatchable, basically.
Yeah, it truly is. But who is the spookiest of
I feel like I'd have to go back and look. Are you talking about the Sex and the City men?
Yes.
Okay, big ones, because for me it's the bit players almost. It's one ep arc ones are the weirdest ones.
I agree.
Who's the weirdest one? There's that one. Okay, well, he's supposed to be gross. There's a couple ones that are supposed to be hot that you're what? Okay, ew. Who are yours?
I need to look up their names. Hold on.
I know, I need to get on IMDb and look at the episode guide ASAP. Okay, Skipper's weird. Like, I mean, this is season 1, but it's like Skipper's weird as
Skipper
fuck.
is an incel. 100%.
Skipper's an incel.
Hold on. Alexander Petrovsky, I mean,
ugh,
the worst.
The worst. Nothing appealing about him. Truly an abusive man. I mean, literally, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, he literally was.
There's that one hot baseball player, and they only give him one fucking episode.
Yeah, he was hot.
She sees Big at the party and cries in his mouth and runs away, and you're just like,
Yeah.
Carrie! Yeah, talk
blew
about
it.
everything we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
She's like, gotta go back to the most abusive man I've ever met, Mr. Big.
Mr. Big. I think the guy that was the worst guy to me was the guy that was the author, and he had a great family, and he like
yes, that's actually somebody who flashed in my mind. Okay, this is one of the more surreal...
Jack Berger. Is that Jack Berger?
No. Jack Berger is...
Oh, he was another writer.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah.
Hottie from Office Space, Ron.
Right.
I'm really not being good at actors' names right now. Forgive me. You know who? Okay, this is a weird hallucinatory through line of Sex in the City, and there's another one along this lines that I want to also bring up.
Mm-hmm.
That was played, the weird writer who has the cool family and she likes the family better than the guy, is played by Justin Theroux.
Yeah, and he's plays 2 weird boyfriends.
Yes, you already know about this.
Yeah,
real ones know. That was actually the source of a huge fight with me and an ex.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah, these are the kinds of fights I've always gotten into. It's not about big things. It's about, basically, we had some really vulnerable sex.
All right, nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, Steve. And then I just went on a really weird rant about that Justin Theroux coincidence, or not coincidence, the casting, doubling, whatever. Like, I went on a really crazy, endless, long rant about how Justin Theroux was in Sex and the City twice. It's like, this person didn't even know who Justin Theroux was. You know, they were just like, what the fuck? And they got really mad that I like.
Why would they get mad?
Well, that's another conversation, Jackie. You know like why. You know who it is.
Oh, yeah. Was it a jealousy thing?
No, it was just like, how dare you talk about something so silly after something so intense.
Girl, half the time I'm up making a sandwich.
Exactly. I mean, that's my style.
2 minutes after.
Fucking to whatever.
Whatever I feel like doing.
Something very dear to my heart, which is how Justin Theroux and Sex and the City played 2 different characters.
Yeah, why not? What are you supposed to do? Just lay there?
I knew that it was like one of those things where you know
you're going
like
too far.
My whole bit right now is that I'm going to make this way too long, and it's the middle of the night, and I am going to talk about this at length for longer than is necessary. Because it just tickles me for some reason. It's a horrible part of my personality, but
that's not horrible. Somebody's got to appreciate that.
Jacqueline Novak used to have a bit about that. She's like, I'm so good at annoying people. It's crazy, and how all the bits she would do with her boyfriend and just make it last as long as possible. Just that's her style.
Just go full throttle on it.
Go full throttle. So yeah, the Justin Theroux. Multiplicity situation really got me in some hot water a time or two in my life, but let it be known. And then the other really weird one is that I think it's with Petrovsky. It's like one of the Petrovsky dates when they were getting super highfalutin season 6. And they had that whole Marina Abramovic part. Like, you remember that?
Yes.
She's like, they're like going to see an installation of a woman who is sleeping for 7 days in a house where there's no walls and knives for a ladder.
Yeah.
It was an actual Marina Abramovic performance. And then in that episode, Jennifer Aniston plays her.
Oh.
I swear to God. Look it up. Fact check me. It's like a uncredited weird like cameo hidden like Easter egg weird thing.
Oh, that's
Maybe it's
cool.
not that hidden. But I feel like one of my professors in college told me that.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely rewatch that.
Yeah, it is. It's her. My mind doesn't betray me.
No, not at all.
So anyways, Sex and the City and Bachelorette are both great shows.
Great shows.
Great franchises. Neither are paying us to say this. Why would Sex and the City ever pay anyone to talk about it still?
We can't stop talking about it.
God damn.
Oh my God. Bradley Cooper was in this?
Yeah, Bradley Cooper is a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not even really one of the weird ones.
He's
Will
like
Arnett's one of the guys. Will Arnett has a little. He's the guy that likes to fuck in public.
Oh yeah, yeah. And Miranda's like not. It's Miranda, right?
Yeah, Miranda's like, oh my God.
Like, okay, but then he does it at his mom's
house, and the mom walks in, and he's like, and then he comes.
Yeah. That's horrifying. Good Lord.
And then there was a comic store guy who also had lived at his mom's with Carrie. Yeah, that guy wasn't even that bad. That guy was fine. I mean, gross, but not in the weird old theater actor way.
Yeah, I know.
So, what's wrong with us? I guess that's part of it.
Part of it. Big part of it.
Oh my God, it was so influential. I was like 14 going, okay.
This is life?
Yeah. So Carrie's good, right?
Yeah, so we want to be Carrie, right?
So okay.
Okay, I'm going to act just like that. Do you know how long it took me to reprogram myself? Realize Miranda is the cool one?
I know.
Forever.
It's so sick that we never didn't know that. Carrie just throwing stuff at a wall for no reason. She's just like so fucking off. She's so out of line. Always.
In every fight she has with her friends, in everything she
makes.
breaks up. When she like gets mad at Big and throws the French fries that she brought over.
When I'm going to Paris.
When am I going to be important to you? Never, bitch. Move on. Like, never. Let it go.
And then they made us go through like 2 sequels of him doing the same thing like 4 more times. It's like, enough.
Even when you're married to him, finally, he can barely stand you. Like, let it go.
Like, why are we all still here? It had to be Mr. Big. No, it didn't.
It didn't.
It could have done women a big favor and had her at the end realize that he's not a good person for her and walk the fuck away. Would have been cool
if she was alone. Yeah,
with neither of those stupid bastards they had at the end.
I'm cool by myself.
I don't need abusers.
Why didn't they do that? Why'd they do this to us?
I don't know, but I still love it. I don't know. I still now I want to watch Sex and the City.
Yeah, I'll watch the whole thing all over again.
It's like a brain massage.
Mm-hmm. For our wounds. That's why I watch The Bachelorette
too. She's not okay, but I'm okay.
I would never do that, but I do that. Yeah, man.
To be continued.
To be continued. With the epic finale. Is next week the finale?
Oh, God, I hope so. I think it will be.
I think it will be.
Yeah, it's only going to be... So it'll be a 2-nighter, probably.
Oh, yeah, they split that shit up.
And I can't fucking wait. I can't wait to see what happens. We're going to have so much to discuss.
She's going to pick Zach, no doubt about it. That's what my bet.
Yeah. I'd put money on it. I should look for a betting ring.
You know there's some out there.
You know, but you know how it's probably just like, women and gays going easy on each other. And maybe you get $50, but it's not like real men money with sports. Yeah. They feel free to gouge each other off of the love of the game.
Yeah. No guilt.
It's not a friendly pot or whatever.
Oh, no.
If anyone wants to start a brutal Bachelor fantasy league that's, high stakes.
Let us know. We're in.
Let us know. Let's do it. Let's turn something femme mask.
Yeah. That's what we need to be doing with everything.
Seriously. And it's so funny because Jacki and I were just listening to the Origins podcast. James Andrew Miller. He's like a writer, and it's about the origins of Sex and the City. And it's actually a great listen if you are a fan like us, a fan / critic, and they just like, and it also is just like propaganda for Sex and the City. And people be like, it is a great show. It was groundbreaking, honestly. It made me so company girl for SATC again, but
me too.
Whatever, it's all good. Respect to all those incredible artists that created it, and they just kept being like, the whole point of the show is that Big, she doesn't want to be big, or she doesn't want to be with Big, she wants to be big. You're like, really? That's the point of the show? Because somehow along the way I missed that part. Never did get that message. When she went back to him time and time again.
Time again. Yeah, they really got derailed.
The show? Didn't get it.
No.
That's what we tried to make the point. I guess subconsciously I'm like trying to ameliorate that. We made that the point of my show, of our show.
Right. Yes, you did.
Kind of.
No.
Well, she never gets anything she wants, and she never gets laid, and it's a lot more realistic.
She says it in one of the lines, right?
Yeah. And that's the part that I was like, oh, should I leave this in? It's embarrassing. But I guess I gotta leave it in. It's vulnerable,
It's good. It's a good line.
It's true. Oh my God. The amount of men I thought had my talent was like holding on to my talent for me over the years. It's crazy. And I've been a feminist, this whole time. I was outspokenly so, or so I thought. Inward spokenly. I thought, oh no, I believe in liberation. And there were times where I was ready to just fucking move to Toronto or whatever, over a fucking dingbat.
Yeah.
Mean person. Mean people. Just like Petrovsky and fucking Big.
Yeah.
At least I was in my 20s and I had an excuse. What's yours, Carrie? As the oldest Bachelorette in history, I would have thought she would have made a better choice. I think Joseph did say something like he said history, but then he reiterated something so funny. It was just like, you're really canonizing this, aren't you? Like,
yeah.
There's never in the whole history of the world been an older Bachelorette
than you.
And
then she said,
I wouldn't. No, you stop. No, you stop.
I did like when she said, because I didn't settle for men like you.
It's true.
I like that.
It's true. But I also just can't help but see it through the eyes of men, and all they see is desperation and going, yeah, well, nobody wants to be with you, you crazy bitch. Shit goes deep. The programming goes deep.
Yeah, man, there's always another layer to it.
Always. They're like, you. She's totally empowered.
Nah.
Or is she the laughing stock of all of this?
She lives and breathes. Like, her whole life was to find a man. So.
I was secretly, everything in my life was about finding a man for a long time. But I was like pretending it wasn't.
Yeah, you and everybody else.
And now I don't care if it's a man or a woman, as long as they get here fast. Just kidding. Fuck off. All of you, stay away.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, everything about this show is abusive and terrible and built for failure. But it's something else now. It's a whole experience. It's a career. So, they get something out of it, and that's cool. And I think it's like actually more futuristic and like the next turn of the wheel away from the Sex and the City mentality of like the man helps you or whatever. Like, all of those girls that didn't get love have money now, so that's good.
Yeah.
At least there's that.
There's that.
However long we'll see. Isn't that depressing? At least Hannah B was on Dancing with the Stars, huh?
She was, bless her heart.
But you don't even get the fucking fun of like having a hot person there that you're at least fucking. It's just like, God, you couldn't even get laid by Tyler C for a few years. Fuck.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm going straight to hell. Dead. Get in the car.
Good. You're the one. That was a wild thing to watch. I mean, they do. I think the funny thing about this show is watching them choose the wrong person every time.
And then I go, well, which one is really the right one? Because I think this might have been before your time, but in the case of Rachel Lindsay, who was a few years ago, there was this guy, Peter, that we were all like, Peter. He was kind of like a Tyler C type, like so hot, like wolf eyes, like everyone was going, how's he on the show? Mm-hmm. And they had a thing and it had a heat to it. And then they had this like really tragic breakup basically because he wasn't ready to propose in 6 weeks like a normal person. And she was just like, I didn't get on the show to have a boyfriend. I got on the show to have Beyonce. So and they just broke up over that. Like in real life, they would have like been fine and been together probably, but like it was this like gut-wrenching breakup where they were both just sobbing because he had to leave because he didn't want to propose in a week or whatever, or he wasn't sure. He was just like, maybe I'm not sure totally. That kind of thing takes time for me.
Like a normal ass person?
Like a normal ass person. And she was like, nope. And then they broke up and she chose this other guy that seemed like such a plan B sad choice. But in the end, they're still together and it's like maybe and she was like, no, I always really liked Brian best. And maybe she was right. Like maybe Brian was the right choice. I don't know. Weigh in, Batch fans.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see that season, so I can't say, but sounds like the wrong move to me.
It felt like the wrong move at the time. It was gut-wrenching. It was like watching Hannah and not choose Tyler. You were like,
God.
No. Oh.
Watch a woman freak out when she's introduced to a boundary.
I know.
Run in the other direction.
Watch anyone who does that.
Yeah.
Anyone who freaks out when you make a boundary, unless you're related to them, which those people will probably do that too. Run. You don't need to deal with it. It's fucking 2021. We're going to be too distracted.
Yeah, there's too much
real
going
shit
on.
To fucking put up with lunatics who want to fight with you. It's like, we gotta fight the power, man. We can't fight each other.
Yeah, man. I'm too tired to deal with. Too tired.
Yeah. Those narcissists suck your energy up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Distract you, get you off your path, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Every time.
Game. Every single time.
Here you go. Time will pass. Where am I? You're in some fucking cave or gutter.
Dude.
They took all your magic. Ran with it.
Drained you dry.
Drained you dry. Carrie. I feel like Carrie's doing that to everyone too.
Yeah, she is. That's the point of her.
It's Carrie. Yeah, Carrie is just like a narcissist, actually, like a classic kind of modern example of one who's like, it's low key, but it's there.
Yeah, she was like the 90s version of an influencer. You know?
Exactly.
If they made that show now, she would be like just an Instagram famous person.
Exactly. She'd be Emily in Paris.
Yeah, they did make it now. It's Emily in Paris.
They did make it. It's Emily in Paris. And I am dying to find out what happens with the chef.
Same.
In Paris. Emily, are you going to betray your friend for the man that you say you love? Blah, blah, blah.
She's going to.
Whatever. We all want her to fuck. They all made us think that guy and that girl weren't right for each other.
Yeah.
Oh, please tell me a fucking Parisian would be that friendly to her.
No way. Never in a million years would a Parisian
French woman has never acted like that in her life. The way that
stopped and made sure that a vendor gave you the right flowers that you were asking for because they were fucking with you, and then invited you to a fancy party. No, in what world? In what universe?
In what world does a Parisian take time out of their day to make an American comfortable?
Absolutely not.
They don't do that. I mean, unless they're being paid.
Absolutely not.
And I kept being like, so this bitch doesn't have any friends? Mm-hmm. This hot, successful Parisian woman doesn't have any friends. She needs to be best friends with Emily. That girl will be throwing darts from
They kissed, though, didn't they? Did they have a lesbianic moment?
Did the girls kiss?
Did I just want that to happen?
I wanted it to. There was a night where I thought it was, but I don't think they went there because it's kind of a straight show. Weirdly enough, Michael Patrick King. Really?
Darren Star.
Oh, it's Darren Star. Wait, Emily in Paris.
Yeah, I really thought they were gonna make out. Oh,
no, I was like, okay, now I get it. Philippe Leroy Balleux. She was Sylvie Gratteau. Oh no, that was the cool boss. I love that cunty French boss. She's cool. Yeah.
She was.
That's
cool.
a Parisian woman, you know.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand why they all three can't be together in a modern love triangle.
I know. Maybe that's what they're angling towards with season 2. They were just like grooming us for that inevitable open relationship thing, which
it's never gonna
I don't think they are. I think they're just doing the same old thing because obviously the Bachelorette reflects the pulse of the nation, and most people are still on this shit.
Mm-hmm. Myself included.
I don't want them to be in a poly thing. I want her to get with the chef.
Yeah, me too. Or get with the girl.
Or get with
she's
the girl.
Not allowed.
Choose one. That girl character was so fucking fake that I couldn't even. She wasn't personified for me.
Every character in that was very flat to me.
I'm gonna say, but for 2 exceptions.
But for
the French boss, I thought was cool and like not flat.
Uh-huh.
And the colleague, the daffy colleague with the like fuzzy
hair. Yeah, I liked him too. He was
somehow such a hook for me.
Yeah, he was good. It was good. That was a good casting choice.
Yeah, I was like, where'd they find this guy?
Yeah,
I love it.
He was cool.
And he was like he felt very like French. He was horny.
Uh-huh.
He was open-minded, but also like closed-minded.
Like pretty ugly, honestly.
Ugly, but also
like hot. Yeah, you could tell like
very
he fucks
Parisian.
For sure. Yes. And
I liked the other coworker. I thought those two were like a great little comedic part where I was actually laughing at some of the shit they were saying, and I was going, fuck.
Because they like truly negged her in like a cool way.
In a truly Parisian way.
Yeah, they were the only part of that show like that didn't work out for her. Well, it did actually because they ended up being friends with her.
Yeah. But they were actually put up a fight.
They did put up a fight.
Unlike that neighbor girl who would have put up more of a fight. If she had put up a little more of a fight, I would have liked the character more.
Yeah, me too.
They don't seem right for each other.
Yes.
Her and Emily and the guy are right for each other.
Clearly. How? They're all the same.
I know that guy's totally one-dimensional too. I'm just like, no, but it is realistic that an important chef would think she's interesting, even though they don't speak the same language. He has an elegant Parisian woman that he's probably going to marry, but he would drop it all for a bright-eyed, fucking annoying American woman.
She's so annoying, and she doesn't even know that you're not supposed to put soap and water on a fucking cast iron skillet. Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of France.
They
kick you out for that kind of thing.
Absolutely. He should have bonked her over the head and kicked her out of his apartment. At that point.
Instead, he's like giggling like in the suds, and he's like loving how dumb she is and naive and fucking optimistic. Ugh. She truly is an American in Paris, that Emily.
Yeah, it's grotesque. It's grotesque.
And yet, humiliatingly enough, there were times where I was totally swept up in Lily Collins' performance against all of my whims and desires.
I watched the whole thing in one sitting, so
I miss it. I want more.
Something's working.
There's something about it. Everyone I knew that was secret. It was one of those things that everyone was secretly watching.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one was talking about it. Everyone was like, mm-hmm. I just kept I was getting texts going, I don't know why. It's so bad. This is so embarrassing. But I'm like, I can't stop watching Emily in Paris. And then the dominoes fell. And it turns out, we all watched it.
Everyone
number one in the world or whatever.
Yeah. Stats were in.
Smash hit.
Explain that.
You tell me.
I don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. Again, I'm a woman with taste, sophistication, training.
I cannot stress this enough.
I can't stress my own sophistication enough.
And yet,
it's like Bennett, I too went to Harvard, and yet
And yet I am laid up in bed with wine and my laptop watching this garbage. I can't stop.
I can't stop. Apparently we all are.
Stop.
It's like, you know, Jay Lawrence loves the Kardashians, you know. Gigi Hadid's picking up her boyfriends for the Bachelorette. I mean, this is America, people. High, low, low, high. It's all the same.
We're not alone, so, you know. Enjoy
Kanye and Kim. Need I say more?
The dichotomy is astounding.
Who's high, who's low? You tell me, bitch. Honestly, you tell me.
Who's to judge? Whatever.
Did you ever see that thing that they had this thing in New York Magazine they probably still do. I just don't read it anymore because I don't live in New York. Isn't that weird? It's like I can still read it, but I just stopped. No. Because you don't see it laying around at friends' houses. It's just not around as much.
Right.
But they have the approval matrix, and it's like this graph of like things that happened in the week culturally, and then they like plot everything on the graph, and the graph is like high culture, low culture, or it's like good, disgusting, high culture, low culture. And I was always so offended by what they put in lowbrow and what they put in highbrow.
That's very New York to me.
It's very New York Magazine. I know, see? And Angelina, you like yourself, is just rolling her eyes at the mention of it.
I can't stand that.
When you're in the water, you're going, okay, yeah, this someday
Someone
I
knows
I'm
something.
On the upper right-hand side of the approval matrix graph.
Mm-hmm. Fuck off. Hey, fuck you.
Fuck yeah. Biden for president, right?
2020. Biden Harris.
Dude.
I want life to rock on.
Dude, I want life to rock on, baby. That's why.
All right. Well, I feel like this was a good one.
I feel like this is a great one, you know? I just think I don't care who listens. It felt good to do. It's fun.
What else are we going to do? Like
this!
We have a microphone. We have Zoom.
Hopefully it all recorded. So in conclusion.
Yeah.
Wait, we already concluded. Don't be a woman. Right?